When you enjoy a movie, TV show, podcast, or even a book, you're experiencing the artistry and efforts of numerous individuals who are united to produce the message of that work of art. Actors, writers, directors, choreographers, makeup artists, and cinematographers all support the message. But how do they become professionals in their chosen fields? On this show, we talk to people who are working in the industry to discover the nuts and bolts, real-life career pathways to becoming the next Jordan Peele, William Goldman, or Charlize Theron. Our guest today is Jamieson Price. He is an actor and voiceover artist with extensive credits on stage, screen, and interactive media. He's been involved with performance and production nearly all his life, and he has a remarkable 427 credits on the Internet Movie Database. He has played many roles, including God. So he has a remarkable story, and he's going to share it with us today on The Message. Please welcome Jamieson Price. They did that perfectly.
They did.
So how do you prepare to play God?
You want God to have a big, rumbly, warm kind of vibe, and that's hopefully what I brought to it.
Say something as God. Say, I bless this show.
I bless this show. And it was all, yeah, it was like...
Don't you feel blessed?
It was all, some of it got very ethereal. And I got to rumble the mic, and then some of it was, Noah, build me an ark, kind of stuff, which is fun.
Yeah. So when did you get the bug to become an actor?
I started acting, I took statistics, and that destroyed me. The numbers were bad enough, but apparently they based everything on a certain number. And I kind of went, why? So my whole experimental psych world came crashing down. I went, I'm going to go into theater and explore the human psyche and dilemma there. And so started doing main stage work, and then it was like, okay, I'm going to be an actor.
So it sounds like your career as an actor is actually fleeing from math.
Somewhat, yes, yeah, and that still is.
So now, what would you say these actors and the audience could do to develop a realistic perspective on a career in the theater and movies?
Well, as they say, if you can do anything else, do. But if it's something that you love to do and that fulfills your soul and allows you to express yourself and explore different parts of you, and you love to do it, then yeah. There's a author, Joseph Campbell, who's did a bunch of comparative religious things, and one of his adages was follow your bliss. And that's something that in my readings in college, when I discovered Joseph Campbell, it's like, that makes sense to me. Follow your bliss. Find out what you really want to do, what turns you on and makes you go, life is good. I'm gonna have, this is fun. And do that. And if you can do that and make a career, it's fantastic. Nobody wants to be doing a job they don't want to do. That being said, I have done many jobs I don't want to do because as an actor, you don't have steady work. You have to have subsistence gigs. I've bartended, I've waited tables, I've catered, I've telemarketed. That was bad. Oh, so there's a bunch of things I've explored. And even to this day, I still have subsistence work. I work as a theatrical technician. So I do, it's still in theater, which is why I enjoy it. But I stage manage, production manage, do whatever kind of support is needed in making a production happen in a theater, several theaters.
Fantastic. We need to take a break, but we will be back with more of The Message right after this, so stay tuned. And welcome back to The Message, where Jamieson Price is providing a master class in acting for students here at Renaissance High School for the Arts in the Long Beach Unified School District. I understand we have a question from the audience.
Hi, so I saw that you have a bachelor's degree in theater and speech.
Yes.
And a master's in acting.
Yeah.
And I was just curious, would you say that having a bachelor's and master's like really helped shape your career, or?
What it did do for me is the training. So those degrees are useful for me because I went through a specific training as an undergraduate, and then a lot more as a graduate, and explored a lot of different ways of acting and of vocal training, and I've used those, and I still continue to explore and learn. You have to learn all your life.
And you probably did plays and other work while you were getting these degrees, right?
Yes. Yeah, those degrees included a lot of plays, a lot of work.
Now you always hear a saying, but I think it's people toss it off, but it's really important. An actor acts.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you?
Well, it's a muscle like any other muscle. It's kind of an abstract muscle because it's not a bicep or something of that sort. But your brain is a muscle, and that's where we're all housed and everything. And the more that you work with it, the more you practice acting, improvisation, just working a monologue or reading aloud as a voice actor, that's all work that supports your career. That you have to do it. If you don't, then you're not going to be prepared, and being prepared is what it's all about.
Okay, we've got another question over here.
How you doing?
Hi.
My question was, at what point in your theater career did you realize that your name carried weight a little more than when you first started?
Oh, that's interesting. I guess probably when I started seeing, in a voiceover audition, you'll get an audition, you'll get copy sides that say, okay, these are the lines they want you to say. Oftentimes there'll also be a reference, whether it's a character type, actor type. Sometimes they'll actually have a vocal reference to something they pull off of YouTube. And when they started using me as the reference, I think it's when it's like, wow.
Okay, we do have another question
yes.
from the audience here.
Okay.
Hi, my art career is also running away from math. Like Shakespeare, what inspired you like you inspire us as young high school students? When did you realize that you were inspiring so many other people?
Really social media. I mean, before that, they would get some fan letters and you'd hear some things. But the social media gives you the feedback that, now okay. So the work is morally useful and socially good.
Okay, now I try and encourage my career students to develop a career pathway, a plan.
Yes.
Did you do that?
I did not. Listen to him. A career plan is a great idea. I didn't have one. I kind of, let's see what will happen. Part of it, I think, stemmed from trying to have a plan. I was going to be a psychologist. I was going to be experimental psycho, and then that fell apart. Trying to do this, trying to do that. I started my first professional job actually my last year of college, and it was doing living history. We did a 2-person play in the Nelson House, which is actually where the surrender terms were negotiated between Cornwallis and Washington. Well, they'd walk in, and behind the rope would be 2 actors in colonial dress and doing a scene. And so you'd be kind of fly on the wall watching this happen.
If you had developed a career plan knowing what you know now, where would you start?
Oh. Well, I mean, really kind of planning out your training. There's a lot more training available now than when I was younger. And there are different pathways to go in. So you can be very, very specific about what you want to do. Online, there's all kinds of training and things that way you can explore how to get from A to B to C to D. And be prepared, however, for that plan to change. Have a plan, but know that that's probably not going to be how it goes, because doors will open and you go, oh, left turn. I'm over here. And then this will happen. I had, with the director who I was involved with that living history, as an actor, I would grab onto things So I was a very safe actor. I was like, okay, I know this now. For my character, okay, I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna head. And she's like, let go. Just don't say, okay, I know I'm here. I know I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna do this. She's like, that's more of a creative acting kind of thing. She's like, just let it go and see what happens. So I learned, and then that kind of has stood me in good stead. It doesn't stand everybody in good stead, but I let go and see what happens. And then things happen. And I've had wonderful career opportunities that have just, okay, what's gonna go on next? And a door opens, somebody gives a call, hey, can we help you? Can you come in and do this? And, oh yeah. I mean, I got into the whole anime voiceover thing. I was working with just after graduate school, I was doing a play at the Long Beach Playhouse, and my female lead in it, she and her family were doing anime, and she goes, I think you'd be good at this. And she got me a foot in the door in the studio, and they went, oh, okay, well, you got a decent voice, we'll check you out, and started using me on a few things, and then after about a year and a half, more and more big roles started coming, and then other directors wanted to work with me, and then my career exploded exponentially. And it was all just letting go and being open to what the universe is going to bring. But that's not the best plan to do. So try to have a plan and getting an idea of where you want to go, what you want to do, and some steps to get there. And make your steps achievable. Yeah, your overall goal is to be wildly successful and rich and stuff, or whatever, but getting those achievable goals gets you there.
Fantastic, and we need to take a break.
Oh,
but we will be
okay.
back with more of the message right after this, so stay tuned. And welcome back to The Message, where Jamieson Price is providing a master class in acting for the students here at Renaissance High School for the Arts in the Long Beach Unified School District. So I think I'm sharing with you, I never really got used to the audition process, when I was doing a little bit of acting, but I teach my students that in order to succeed, you have to really learn to love rejection as a brother. And I know that it's true and not true, but what is your opinion or your attitude, the way you look at auditioning?
My take on that, kind of at the beginning, thinking about it as rejection was really a downer. You don't want to think about it like that. So I learned quickly, if you're going to survive mentally and emotionally, it can't be rejection. And then actually did some directing. And when you do it on the other side, when you are the one choosing the actors, you realize it's not personal. It's not anything on you. There's a certain mix. We want to make this happen. There's so many different, you're 6 inches too short. You're 6 inches too tall. Stuff you have no control over. So I learned years ago just to let it go. That's part of my whole letting it go kind of thing. But so I'll audition and forget about it. Because you go in there, you do you, because that's what you have. You are unique, each one of you. That's what you do. Don't go in there and try to be somebody else. You go in and do you. And you is gonna work for this job and this character, and you'll book that, or it's not gonna work for a whole bunch of them. It's looking at it like a challenge or an obstacle, something, a game, something that you want to work on and get through and get to the other side and have fun with. Enjoying it is the big thing, I think. But the hard part of it, the work of it, really is the audition. And so that's where you're putting your focus and your energy to beat that game, beat that challenge. That being said, you only do it for that moment that you're auditioning. Or the preparation going into it, of course. And for me, it's a lot of the voiceover stuff is done in my booth at home. So I'll warm up, I'll get some character stuff going, I'll do take after take after take after take, I'll pick my select, the one I think works best for the job, but that's just my opinion. Because then I'm gonna send it off to a casting director, that may not be their opinion, that that's best for the job. But I just have to send it off and forget about it. And on-camera stuff as well. You just go in, you do all your prep, you go in, you have fun, you be you be nice, but you don't be desperate. Actors oftentimes are so, oh God, I want to do this so much, they get desperate. Desperation's not pretty. You do all your prep and stuff and you're ready, and you do care. But you go in with the attitude of, I don't care, I can take this job or leave it. And that kind of confidence, that swagger, oftentimes is very intriguing to casting directors and directors, and they'll like, ooh, they want that.
You were talking about your home studio. Don't a lot of actual acting roles now want you to send them a clip rather than come in, or is it still primarily in the room?
For on-camera stuff, it's, I guess, primarily still going into the room, although there's a lot of self-tape stuff going on. So it helps you as an actor to have a good setup, good lighting, a backdrop, someplace where you can do it. Doing off your phone works, but why not, get better equipment?
Okay, we've got a question from the audience here. Oh, here we go, right down front.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I have mostly two questions.
Okay.
What characters did you do for like media, like animation, anime, etc., stuff like that? And then the second question would be like, since I sort of want to do voice acting as like a profession, I want to do like animation, anime, since I always watched other people do it, and it always felt so inspiring to me just to have, like, being so fun and just be so lively with only your voice. So
Yeah.
how would you give advice to like beginners or to people who want to start out in like that profession?
Anime, Akira is one of the iconic movies from the 90s. And I dubbed that, and that's the Colonel, and that's kind of a big
Can
credit.
you give us a line from that as the character?
Oh, that was a long time ago. He was something like, they don't know what they're doing. They've blown up the world. It's a post-apocalyptic thing. So he's grumbly and this kind of thing. And it turns out he's kind of the bad guy because colonels are. Ryder from Fate Zero is a popular anime now, or was.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut you off at 2.
Yeah,
but,
there's a whole lot. But then, and how you get into it, you're gonna have to practice. You're obviously watching stuff. And you practice, you kind of work repeating back lines you hear. There are different workshops and things that are available, so go online and see about that. And it's just, expressing that interest and getting into a workshop and putting yourself out there.
Okay, and I understand we got another question up here.
Hey there. So I was just wondering, what acting techniques and/or methods have you actually used in your profession?
Ooh, tons. I come from basically a Stanislavsky background. Not really the method, the Strasberg, Adler stuff. I like the Meisner work, which is a lot of repetition and making words kind of meaningless, and you get to what's underneath the words and how we communicate subverbally, tones and dynamics of the voice rather than the words of it. But the Stanislavsky stuff was really intriguing to me. It's almost, you get into the inner world of the character and you have given circumstances that, okay, this is the parameters of the character. There's also physical outside characteristics that you do the two together. So it's both inside and outside. Sometimes you approach a character from the inside. Sometimes you approach it from the outside, and it's different for different characters.
Okay, so I'm playing a talk show host.
Okay.
So how do I approach that character from the inside?
Oh, from the inside. You would go into some sort of internal, why are you wanting to be a talk host? Because you
Okay.
enjoy talking to people.
I do
And
enjoy
so it's that interest in the other.
Okay.
And so it becomes a real internal thing of I want to know more. And I want to know more about this person or that person. There's also a physical manifestation that it's a lean forward, it's an attentive, and it's the interaction kind of thing. So that's where the outside comes in.
Okay, so I'm
'Cause
leaning
mind
forward.
and body all work together.
I'm leaning forward. I'm mind and body. We need to take a break. But we'll be back with more of The Message right after this. Okay, welcome back to The Message, where Jamieson Price is sharing life lessons and acting lessons for the students here at the Renaissance High School for the Arts in Long Beach Unified School District. So, what is the best part of working in show business?
Best part? For me, I think it's the whole psychological thing. It's getting to explore different aspects of my own psyche, getting to live different worlds, because anime is crazy stuff. But getting to really explore different aspects of who I am and who I can be. It's interesting because there's something called primal scream therapy that was popular back in the 70s. And as people would go into a room and just scream as loud as they could, I get paid to do that. So we go in, especially video game work, we're doing crazy stuff, and then there's attacks and defenses and deaths, and you come out of it going, whew. You've relaxed, you've let go of all kind of emotional baggage you brought in. We use all sorts of things as actors, we use ourselves. So it's kind of a flushing of emotional baggage that it works.
What about the worst part of working in show business?
The worst part is probably having to be accessible all the time. Especially if you, as a voiceover actor, if you start getting to do promos and trailers, and that's something I want to do and have the voice for it, those come up fast. So you got to be, I check my phone almost on an hourly basis to see if I've got something from my agent that I've got to go record. I have a mobile recording rig with me right now. So I always carry an iPad and a microphone. And so I can go in, find a quiet place. I've got stuff in my car that I can use to deaden the space a little bit so it doesn't make a big roomy sound. But I have to be available all the time to get an audition in. If you go on vacation, I carry a good computer and a good microphone so that I can set up a pillow for it, a little booth, go in the closet, wherever, and actually record something. Sometimes you have to. So
I understand we got a question in the audience, right over here.
Early on your acting career, how many times you have been rejected from an acting job?
Oh, too many to count. My booking rate, especially in the beginning, is 5%. You don't book much. I know actors who have gone, not a year, but they've gone long time. I've been lucky now that I book pretty well, but still, it's maybe 10%. You audition all the time. And it can take months, it can take years. I've known actors who've worked years before they've gotten a good gig. And something will happen, and then you can begin to shape your career. Oh, I'm getting hired for this. That's how they see me, because Hollywood pigeonholes you. They want to put you in a box. You want to stay out of that box, but you also want to be able to use that box and go, okay, if they're thinking I'm doing this, I can use that. And then I can, show them I can do this over here too.
Okay, we have another question?
Hi.
Hi.
Since we're at a performing arts high school, can you talk about how all the disciplines kind of intertwine with one another? You were kind of going into where we, especially young performers, tend to put themselves in a box. Often, well, I'm just an actor, or I'm just a dancer, or I'm just a singer. Can you talk about how important it is to start understanding, especially with social media, the importance of branding yourself as more than just that one dimension?
It's very
of talent?
important to be multidimensional and to be not just a writer, not just a director, not just an actor. It only makes you better as an actor to know what the director's doing. So trying directing, or auditing a directing class, or watching a director work, not as an actor where you're going, what are you saying? Okay, I'm going to do it this way. but watching how they work with an actor, trying to write something, then you really respect, oh wow, the writers, they have a hard job. They've got to write these words out there. So as an actor, if you're going to rewrite their words, you better be doing it for a good reason. Because that writer has worked for months, years, writing that and honing it down and getting it down to what it should be. And then you come in as an actor and go, oh, I'm going to change this. Do it for a good reason. And when you can understand what somebody else is going through, you're much more understanding and nicer and easier to work with. And being easy to work with goes very far in this town, anywhere really.
Okay, we have another one?
Yes, so I wanted to know, like, do you have a favorite character you play? And can you do a higher voice?
Oh, a lot of times in video games, yes, because they want you to do more than one character. I get hired for this big voice a lot. But then they're like, okay, you learn how to place your voice in different ways. So I can place it down here. I can place it up here. I can place it in my nose, back of my throat, up in my head. And you can do different things. Sometimes animation stuff, you can go crazy and have fun. Vocally, I have to be prepared to answer the demands of any given character. What was your other question about? Oh, a favorite character.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not really a character, but it's the one that everybody geeks out on. So it's Mortal Kombat. Because I'm the announcer and I go, fatality. Finish him. Scorpion wins. And that's what everybody goes, oh! I've had executive producers on TV shows go, can you call my friend? Yes, okay. And I leave a message on their phone.
Okay, fantastic. We're having a lot of fun today, but we need to take one more break, and we'll be back with our last segment of the message right after this. So stay tuned. And welcome back to the message, where Jamieson Price is reminding these Renaissance High students why they are blessed to be going to school here. So tell us, Jamieson, if you could start over, what would you do differently?
Oh, would have started earlier and committed to it. I actually have a 16-year-old son, and he's working in the business because we're like, okay, well, we didn't force him into it. It's just we actually were, no. And he really wanted to do it. And so we went, okay, let him start doing some community theater stuff. He was good, okay. Started doing some student film work stuff, okay, yeah. Moved up into voiceover stuff with my agency. And then he's doing on-camera stuff now. So he's getting known by casting directors in Los Angeles. And that's what you need to do. I came here to LA, I was 31. That was really late because I was up against people in my category who'd been here for 10, 20 years, kid actors. That's a hard hill to climb. So being in the business and getting your credits up and getting to know people, because it is all about who you know. Those casting directors and directors, they'll remember you from an audition or from another job, and then you'll work with them later on down the road.
Okay, fantastic. I understand we have a question in the audience. Okay.
So I do have a question. How did you build that confidence at 31 to finally go for your dreams?
It was in college when I had the kind of existential epiphany of what I wanted to do, and it was actually. I was lying on the floor in the theater department and on stage and was just thinking about life and what I wanted to do. And that's where the whole follow the bliss kind of thing came through for me. And I realized that you can live your life worrying about what other people think of you and how other people see you. Or you can live your life as you see you and make them look at you the way you are and accept you for who you are. You book more work, you're much more free as a person. When you just, this is who I am, and you don't care so much about what other people are thinking about you, which is tough for an actor.
So it's an actor's job to make the audience like him or her or what they are doing.
You would think that that's what it is. You can't make someone like you. You can invite them to like you, but you have to be who you are. You have to, it's a point of view. So am I who others say I am, or am I who I say I am? And at that point into college, I went, I am who I say I am. And that gives you the confidence and helps you get the confidence. And it takes a while. I mean, it wasn't like a switch, but it was like, okay, it started me on that road to where now if I'm auditioning, I'll go in and do my thing. And if you take it, you take it. If you pass, you pass. I mean, it's you know.
You've learned to love rejection like a brother.
I've learned to love rejection. Like, look at it as a challenge. Just an opportunity. And there are opportunities here, and there's opportunities there, and opportunities there.
Okay, and we have another question?
Hello.
Hi.
So was there any roles that you wanted to play in, but either one, you didn't get the part, or it didn't exist yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always roles that you want to do. I've been in Hamlet many times. I've never got to play Hamlet, and I'm too old now. So there's things that, and yeah, there's roles that come along and you go, oh, I'd be perfect for that. Or even fans go online like, hey, you'd be great in this role. Like, yes, I would. But you don't get cast because the director's got a different image in their mind. They've got something else they want to do. They've got a friend they're going to cast, somebody that they've worked with before. So you, as an actor, have to just let it go. Yeah, it's just, okay. And so I've had to let go of any roles that I really want to do.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it is time for the lightning round. I was expecting applause.
Oh, well, okay. Do you know what the lightning round is?
Okay, the lightning round means I'm going to give you some situations here, some questions, and I want you to not think about them too much, just answer very quickly and briefly, okay? What's your best experience as an actor?
Best experience as an actor? Being on stage and forgetting myself.
Okay, 2 points, you're in the lead. Now, what's your best work as an actor, the role you played the best?
Wow. It's so subjective. I think I played them all the best.
We're subjective here on the lightning round. That's why it's the lightning round.
The role I played the best. I'd say Ryder. He was really good.
Okay.
And I got awards for that one.
Okay, 2 points again. Give us one word to describe acting.
Creativity.
What could make you give up acting?
Ooh. I don't know, anything. Nothing. Well, if I had to give up acting, financial security.
3 points, 3 points. What's the best part of the day when you're acting?
The best part of the day, is probably right before the end of the day when you've got a lot of good work behind you.
Okay, 2 points. What is the worst part of the day when you're acting?
Oh, getting up in the morning.
Okay, 2.5 points. Last question. Finish this sentence. The only thing that could make acting better is?
The only thing that could make acting better is being paid better for it.
Okay, 5 points. Jamieson Price, you're our new champion. Let's hear it for him. And we thank Jamieson Price for sharing his art and science with us today on The Message. It would have taken some of us a lifetime to learn the methods you have shared with us today. So let's hear it once again for Jamieson Price.
Thank you.
And students, please apply what you've learned today so that you too can take part in the messages that everyone will be enjoying in the years to come. And be sure to join us next time for The Message, because without a message, you're just making noise.